Welcome to the 10th cast on of the FAB14 in February. This is the For Fun of Knit YouTube channel where I share all my adventures and misadventures, and yes, some giggles, regarding all of my crafting, mostly knitting, but I get into crochet and I get into spinning, so it depends on where the mood strikes. This series of vlogs started on February 1st and goes right through to February 15th, where I am casting on a new project every single day for the first 14 days of February. And then on February 15th, I'm gonna do a wrap up of the whole experience. So that said, this is day 10. Oh, did I say my name was Linda? And I'm coming to you from the sunny southeast of Ireland, southeast coast of Ireland. Welcome to everyone, new viewers and my returning compadres. Thank you so much. I'm so enjoying the dialogue back and forth. We are going to review cast on number 9 this morning, and then we are going to spin the wheel for cast on number 10. There are no excursions on this one, so no Ireland sneak peeks. But before I get started, what am I wearing? I am wearing probably a sweater that I am going to gift and or donate. I say that because I am going to knit it again. But this is the Petite Knit Sunday sweater, Sunday cardigan. And I knit it out of Madeline Tosh worsted single, but it is a single strand in a worsted weight and in the color Joshua Tree, held together with La Bien-Aimée mohair in the color Shire, silk mohair in the color Shire. And I do like this sweater. I think it is a very nice sweater. It is a very easy knit. It is a beginner-friendly pattern if you've never done a cardigan. I knit a medium, which is perfect on the top, but it is not big enough on the bottom. It's supposed to have buttons, but my waistline is a little bigger, what can I tell you? So I should have actually, when I separated for the sleeves, I should have cast on more stitches or done some slight increases for the body to give it more of an A-line shape. So while I love it, I didn't put buttons on it. I wear it with this Celtic pin that I got, I do believe, in the Celtic College, and I'm trying to remember, I do believe that was in Nova Scotia. But that's how I keep it together, and I love it. This yarn, of course, pills because it's single ply. But I do love this cardigan. I will make it again, but this particular one, I'm going to glean it, get rid of all the fuzzies, and I'm going to donate it because I don't wear it enough and it doesn't fit properly. So there you go. So let's get on to cast on number 9. I'll put a picture up here. It was the Doodles by Yumiko Alexander, and I was choosing to make the size 2 or 3. I can't remember now. Can't remember what I did yesterday. I cast on with the 6mm recommended needles. It ended up being way too wide. It didn't come in at all. It was going to be literally 65, 66 inches all the way around, way too big. So I decided to go down 2 needle sizes. And now, believe it or not, I have exactly the right width of 54 inches, which is perfect. Which I'm going to show you. So I'm happy about that. And interestingly enough, the gauge on this sweater, using 6mm needles, so I don't know how this is possible, things that make you go, was, I do believe 16 stitches by 20 rows for a 4-inch, 10cm square. The gauge I'm getting with 5mm needle, so 2 millimeters down, is 16 inches, is 18 inches, not 16. So I'm a little bit smaller, not a ton. 18 stitches, but my row gauge is way short. I am 6 rows short per 4 inches. So I have to take that into account. I'm going to need more yarn than what the pattern calls for. And so in my little pea brain, that means no sleeves on this project. It means all the yarn's going to have to go into the length because I'm just not getting the depth of the pattern that I need. So that also means I'll probably have to do a couple more repeats. So I'll have to figure out which repeats I want to do at what part of the sweater. So let's talk about this, how far I got. Now, in fairness, I cast on yesterday, I knit a little bit yesterday, and I knit probably about a good 2 hours today. And this is how far I am. So, this pattern, it has, the way the motif goes is you knit back and forth, and there are 3 different lengths you can choose. There's a 19-inch, a 22-inch, and then a 24-inch. I'm going for the 22, hopefully. And then in order to get to the 19 inches, there are 13 sections you have to do. And then there's 15 sections for 2 inches more and 17 sections for 2 inches past that. I am on I'm starting section 8. And so I am more than halfway through, but, and I'm just past halfway in the total length. So I'm going to be short. I know that because of my row gauge. So instead of going, I'm probably going to have to do all 17 motifs, 17 or 18. How many did I say there were? 15, 17, in order to get the recommended length. I might even have to do 2 more. I'm not too sure. So, loving this knit. It is very easy to follow. It is just a series of garter stitch, stockinette stitch, eyelets, so yarn overs. It's you drop a yarn sometimes, so you can see here this is one, and you can see that you can see through it. I don't know if you can tell that you can see through it. And then here it's held double. It's not quite as translucent. It has just got a lovely texture. So this is going to be a beautiful transitional piece. Because it is 70% mohair and 30% silk, I'm using Shibui Staccato. I don't think I mentioned that yesterday. The line is called Staccato. It's discontinued. I bought it forever ago in the color Apple, and I am holding it double. So if you didn't see yesterday, I've got 4 skeins bought at one store and 4 skeins bought off of Ravelry. They're not identical, so I'm pairing them together, and that is working out really well. It's the perfect project for doing that kind of a thing. Easy, easy, easy knit. It's going to be very elegant when it's done, so I'm happy about that. What did I want to say? Not too sure how it's going to block, so it probably should block out a little bit. You're not really getting all the texture in this light that I've got. Maybe that's, can you see the texture there? You've got some, there you go. That's a little bit, ooh, I'm pulling upside down too. This is the top, believe it or not. And it's very asymmetrical. The pattern is asymmetrical. The panels, you're just doing a rectangle in the front and a rectangle in the bottom. What I liked doing my first one. My first one I did in a much thicker yarn, which I showed yesterday. The things I would change is I didn't want to do it in as thick a yarn. So yay, this one meets that bill. I also wanted to make it longer because I only did the 19-inch in the one I wore yesterday, my first Doodles. So I definitely want it to sit just a little bit lower than my first one. And third, I find that just maybe I've got a bit of a hunch in the back, I'm not too sure, or it rides up, hangs a little bit lower in the front. The back tends to be a little bit shorter, and I want it to be a little bit longer. So in version 2.0, assuming I have enough yarn, remind me to tell you about that, assuming I have enough yarn, is on the back panel. When I get to the bottom, I want to do some short rows and drop the bottom at the back. And depending on what is involved in the pattern, I might do the short row and incorporate some eyelets or some sort of detail. I'm not too sure. And I might do those short rows in between pattern motifs. I'll just have to see how it plays out. But certainly I sort of want to drop that back side a little bit, because otherwise, just the way, I don't know why it was that way, or maybe I just didn't knit the back long enough in the first version, but I want to make sure I do that in version number 2. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, how am I going to make sure I don't run out of yarn? Because I am going to be playing yarn chicken on this. I weighed, when I got to halfway through the motif, I weighed my yarn and I hadn't used half a skein yet. So by my calculations, and I'm pretty good at math, but not necessarily translating that to knitting math, I should have enough yarn. I should have more than enough yarn to do what I want to do. That said, just to make sure, I am going to knit this panel until I want to start doing short rows. And I'm then going to put it on a holder. And then I'm going to start the second panel, knit all the way down to the same place and see how much yarn I have left over. So if it all turns out, then I can finish the second panel and then go back and do the short rows on this panel, or whichever panel I'm doing. They're identical panels, so it doesn't matter which one I choose to do. If that's the case, if I have enough yarn, that should all work out, and yay me, then all I have to do is block it into nice even rectangles, and with maybe a little bit of a scoop on the back panel, and then just seam up the sides. So this is a quick knit. I'm very, very pleased with how it is. I am pleased with how it is turning out. And you see, if I hold it on an angle, you can see better how that's progressing. So that is all I'm going to say. I'm on a 50-inch cord because that's the last cord I had left. I know. Depending on what comes up, I might be running into not needle problems, but cord problems. Hadn't thought of that. But that's okay. I can put things on holders. I've got that, cheap barber cord, whatever it's called, where it's sort of a rubberized cord and you just stick it on one side of your needle and you shove all the stitches on. So not a problem if that's what I need to do. So I'm loving this, loving the color. It's all brilliant. Let's go on to, are you ready? We are going to spin the wheel for, how do I get this so that you don't glare? We are going to spin the wheel for cast on number 10. Look at this. We've got the Lume sweater. Okay, Jackie, my friend Jackie, get your needles ready, girl. We're casting on the Lume sweater. My friend Jackie has been waiting for this to come up, or the Idez one. Those are the two patterns she's been waiting for. So the Lume it is. I cannot wait to cast this on. Let me grab the pattern, grab the yarn I'm going to use, and I'll tell you all about it. So the Lume sweater is by Sari Norland, and it was actually released April 2021. It is a worsted weight pattern, which is interesting because sometimes I read it as DK and sometimes I read it as worsted weight, but it's technically a worsted weight pattern. You need a 4mm or US 6, US 7, US 8, so 4mm, 4.5mm, and 5mm needles. And that is for the ribbing, the main body, but then going up to the bigger 5mm size if you're doing the color work. If you tend to be very tight in the color work, going up a needle size is helpful. I don't tend to do that, but it depends on, I guess, how I'm knitting. And if I feel like I'm too tight, I have no problems going up a needle size. Now, there's 9 sizes ranging from 31.5 inches all the way to 63. What is interesting is the pattern reads that it is written for 2 to 3 inches of positive ease, but if you see all of Sari Nordland's photos in her, on Ravelry, that's a lot more than 2 or 3 inches of positive ease. And I do like a little bit more positive ease. I'm thinking of going for size 4, which is 43 3/4, basically 44 inches of positive ease, which would be about 5 inches of positive ease for me. I'm thinking that would be a nice place to start. And yeah, I love the detail on the yoke. Oops, sorry, I should be moving over so you can see the pattern. I love the detail on the yoke, the leafy patterns and the floral. Many people did not do that box floral or the cross on the bottom, and I'm sort of in that camp. I think I might just do another leaf pattern instead of the actual boxed flower. They also have the motif going on the sleeve, and depending on how much yarn I have, I may or may not do the color work on the sleeve. I also like to have a nice deep cuff, so it really depends. But I would like to stay as true to the pattern as I can, so maybe I should just plan on doing the color work on the cuffs as well. So that said, what else can I tell you about this pattern? It is top down, wonderful. It is in the round, it has short rows, it's got some ribbing, it's got stranded color work. It's lovely. I am so looking forward to it. I warred with what color should I do this pattern in? I love the chocolate brown and the cream. Oh, I could still do that. I really do love the chocolate brown and the cream. Oh, see, now I'm talking and I'm questioning my choices. I like the neutrals. I could do cream with gray or cream with chocolate brown. I could do chocolate brown with cream. Oh, this is going to be so difficult. Chocolate brown with cream. I could do gray with cream. I could do gray with color. I could do cream with spin cycle. Oh no, I'm at an overwhelmed stage right now. I'm undecided. I'm undecided. Okay, let me just show you the yarns. Hang on. So maybe you'll understand my dilemma. I have this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, tonal coffee bean. And what is it called? It's actually called Dark Roast. There you go, from Sweet Paprika, which I could do the body of the sweater and then the cream as the color work, or body of the sweater, color work. I could do body of the sweater and my hand spun, nice and colorful. I could do the coffee roast and spin cycle. I really like that. Oh, I really like that. I could do the cream and spin cycle. This is Ghost Ranch. I really like that. I could do gray, so of a bluey gray, which I get a lot of use out of with cream. Oh, I could do the bluey gray in color. Oh, this is very difficult. I'm gonna noodle that for a minute and I'm gonna come right back to you, but I have to noodle for a few minutes because I am undecided. I need to make a decision. I cannot sit on the fence. All of these are deep stash except for my hand spun. So by that nature, the hand spun is out. Poof. So now I bought these Sweet Paprika yarns in 2019 from Crafty Fiber when it had existed. It closed, I think maybe even 2018 I bought these, both of these. They had a sale and I bought sweater's quantity of the dark roast and sweater's quantity of the cream, which I think is just called natural. And then this yarn, which is Color Adventure, I purchased in 2019. 2019 when I went to visit my, oh, was it 2019? No, I think this was 2018 as well, when we were in Washington and in Washington, DC, and I was visiting my sister. And so this is also, so these are all deep stash yarns. Excellent. Spin cycle I got when I was with my besties from Vancouver, and we were, was this going to flock or was this a day trip? I can't remember, but it was somewhere 2021, 22-ish is my best guess, maybe 23-ish. So not the deepest stash, but I think based on all of that, my color choice, drum roll, is the chocolate dark roast with the cream as the motif. I'm going for it. I'm going for a dark roast sweater with the cream. I think it is sharp. It is stunning. With a little bit of positive ease, it will be a very nice wardrobe staple. This has a lot of black undertone in it, so it will go nicely with black slacks, a black skirt. That's what we're gonna go with. A little more about the yarn. So Sweet Paprika yarn is a small batch dyer, hand dyer in Montreal, Canada. And I do believe it's Elizabeth and Debbie Sullivan, two sisters that operate this company. And I have to say, so I purchased this in 2019, but I also, like in 2022-23, participated in their Get to Know Canadian sheep wool, sheep yarn, different types of sheep. They had a club and it was called Beyond Merino, getting to know the different types of yarn or fleece and getting samples sent every 2 months. You got 2 skeins of either fingering weight or DK or worsted weight. They switched it around, and different sheep breeds. It was a wonderful club. So if you're interested in that, check out Sweet Paprika, and it's called Beyond Merino Club. And I think they started maybe do it once or twice a year. I'm not sure. But anyway, I digress. This is 100%, where are my glasses? This is 100% superwash merino. It is 110 grams, and it's 195 yards per skein. And again, I bought several batches. It was on sale at the time. I bought the natural. I bought this dark roast. I bought the red, which was called Cayenne. I think I bought a couple other colors. I can't remember, but I've used them since then. But I still have the Cayenne, I have this, and I have the natural. So I'm excited to be using these. And again, deep stash, so it completely fits the bill for this sweater. I'm going to cast on with these two, and I will get back to you hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow morning, but I hope to show you the cast on. Talk to you soon.